Hello, gorgeous. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Gigi, and today we are back to using our 3D gels because it is time to do the crab. It's time to do Cancer. I've been so excited about doing this one. Also, feeling a little intimidated about how I'm going to make those claws. But stick around. We're going to get into that real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on the mouth because we're making 12 mouths this year. You're going to see a lot of mouths. So I'm just going to show you real quickly that I'm rolling it out. This is going to be enough for both of the lips. So I'm going to cut it in half and then roll it out into the shape that makes me happy for the mouth. For the top, no, first is the bottom lip. And I just like to taper the corners a little bit. So just, rub a little bit on the corners extra to taper them out just a little bit like that. And that'll give you a really nice shape for your mouth. So once we get that second coat on and we go ahead and pop that in the lamp, we will be ready to go ahead and put that mouth on there. Now, I did a very pale pink background because we're going to do a corally pink lip color. And so I just really want the background to be super subtle. The mouth and the crab legs they are taken over. So we don't really want to, we don't want to try to pull focus from that, right? The focal point of the set and the point of the set is the Zodiac mouth. So, and if I'm being honest, guys, of the series so far, this is our first one. This is my favorite one. So now what I'm doing right now is just connecting the corners of the mouth. So it's a little more seamless. And I like to think of the corners as like bringing it all into a heart shape. If you look at it from the side, there's almost a heart shape to it. So you're just trying to bring everything into cohesion. And now I'm just playing with that upper lip so that we can get a nice shape on her. Looks like she just came from injections, right? She's very lush and plump and ready to go out on the town in a couple days after the swelling goes down, right? There's swelling after you get your lips done for a little bit, right? And I mean, the point is swelling, right? So let me give you a little secret. If I could get mine done, but not overly done, just a little bit, kind of like Christina Aguilera's, hers from a few years ago, not hers right now. I would do it because I can't really wear lipstick, and I would love to wear lipstick. So I can wear a very light colored lipstick. Okay, this is going to be our ocean nails, our beachy nails, because crabs beach, right? Crabs beach, ocean. This one I'm doing now is 100% unnecessary. Don't bother. Just make a hard line. You're covering it up. So I don't know why I felt like it was important to do that. In the moment I went with it, but as I was editing, I'm like, wow, that was really useless. And I just wanted to share it because sometimes when you're creating, you don't realize that you're doing something that's not very necessary until after it's over. So or at least until after you get past that part. So for what we're going to do, don't bother with the fading it out. It's not necessary. So this is the color I chose for her lipstick. It's perfect. I love it so much. When I was looking at what the Cancer colors are, this was right in the family. Of course, the main color is blue. And so that's why our crab legs are blue. But this was one of the colors, like a little more muted than this, but our girl just got her lips done, okay? So she's going to wear some lipstick, all right? She's not trying to play around. Now, the blue that we are going to use in the waves, that is this blue. You'll see in a minute. You'll see. And so I wanted to incorporate that color into one of the nails. And then on the pinky, and this is the index finger, on the pinky finger, we are going to go ahead and repeat that lipstick color, because why? It's gorgeous. And I felt like a third color, even though we do introduce a third color in the waves, it's just for accent, really. I just felt like we didn't need to compete anymore with the mouth, right? Everything else is here to showcase what we're going to do with the mouth. And right now I'm grabbing a little bit of white for the teeth. You don't need very much. I did not leave a lot of space because I knew I wasn't going to do a tongue. But listen, if I had done a tongue, it would, I think, be even more nightmare fuel, because this nail to me is so cool, but it also has almost a horror movie quality to it. So there you go. I'm just pressing this white into place so that I can make the little lines to indicate the teeth. If it's not smoothing out the way you like, just grab a little alcohol on your tool and it'll help a lot, actually a lot. And nothing would press in. I didn't have anything small enough, so I'm just using this little pointy tool to get in there. And then now we're going to come in and make the color that I want for the crab legs. I don't have, other than the pink and the white, I don't have any other colors of the 3D gel. So I'm just going to make it, right? I've got some blue pigments here, and I'm going to pick a medium tone, and we're just going to, guys, so lightly dab it in there. If you overdo it, your gel won't cure. So just be really, really mindful that necessarily more isn't better, right? And test it, right? Do small batches so that you can, maybe cut a piece off and cure it and see if it cures all the way. You definitely want your work to cure, because like no one's going to wear this set, but it is going to go in the drawer of sets gone by. And so you want it to not be ruined, right? You don't want it to also, like pop off and get into all of your other beautiful nails that you've created. If you do what I do, everything I've made for you guys, I keep. So that's where the From the Bag series comes from. If you guys want to see one of those, let me know in the comment section. I'd love to make one. We can put that on the schedule. So I'm just playing with the gel and making sure all of the color is mixed in, and I'm really happy with this color. It's not 100% opaque, but it's just opaque enough. And I'm just going to start cutting off small sections, and we are going to make the claws first, because I feel like that's going to be the most difficult part. And spoiler alert, I've never done this before. And there's a lot of trial and error with this. I'm just showing you the good bits, but trust me, there's a lot of me going, damn it, how am I going to make this work? What am I doing? This one's so hard, but it's not. Once I got the hang of it, it's really not. Just a little bit of practice, and I did learn, and I'm not sure if I did this on camera or not. I saw somebody say, if your 3D gel isn't sticking, just get a brush, like an art brush or a cleanup brush, dip it in a little acetone and wipe the surface. It'll make it just sticky enough to be able to grab onto those for you. Now, I've put the base part of the two claws down, and the thing I'm trying to replicate here, or emulate maybe is the better word, is the segmented parts, right? There's the base part, then the two joints, I guess I would say, like knuckles almost, but on arms, like your elbow, right? And then I'm coming in with a smaller piece, and just cutting the end a little bit to emulate the claw, to sort of look like the claw. And then I'm going to come in and just drop that right on that little ball that we put for the middle. And then I'm going to tap it and play with it a tiny bit and make sure that it is sticking really good to the other part, and there's no like loose places, and just pressing it into the direction I want it to go. Then pop it into the lamp, and we are going to do that one more time. And I'm sorry that I'm in my own way to show you, but really all I'm doing is taking the flat, straight edge of that and pressing it in and cutting it open just enough so that it looks like a little claw. That's literally it. It wasn't even that hard. And I was super worried about how I was going to make the claws look. But honestly, I think they came out pretty good. I'm not upset. So this makes me feel like when we get to Scorpio, I'm going to have a good time making the scorpion claws. That's going to be real fun. So if you have any ideas for that or any of the others, actually let me know. Virgo coming up, and I'm not sure exactly what to do with that one. If you have any ideas, let me know. Because this has been such a fun series for me to do. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying making them, because it's really a lot of fun. I love the 3D gel. If you noticed in the bottles, I've used most of it up. So I've already got it on my list of things I need to pick up in the next few weeks so that I can make that happen. Sorry guys, I got distracted by my own video because I should have cut that part out, but I didn't, and we're already running so late today. We're gonna let it fly. All I'm doing now is just rolling it out a little bit skinnier than the claws we've already made. The upper claws, the pincher claws. We're gonna go ahead and make the legs now. And at first I thought I was going to actually cut each individual little segment. But what I'm doing is just rolling it while using the edge of this tool, and it's making little grooves in there. Now, the thing I messed up is when I did top coat at the end, and I'll explain that to you when we get there. But you can see it's just segmenting it a little bit and giving you that look of the crab legs. So I'm not upset with the way I did this. I feel like if I had tried to do individual sections, it would have become a nightmare. So I'm glad I figured that out. So we're just going to set that where we like it. And I am going to try to do each pair at the same time. I'm not going to try, I'm actually going to do that. And here we are having trouble getting it to stick. If it's a shinier gel and it doesn't have much sticky layer, the 3D gel can be a little bit tricky. So try that acetone trick. You can also just use a little gem juice, like dip it into some gem juice and then stick it on. But sometimes that doesn't work as well as you think it will, because you're trying to move things and it's a little slick, and it's slick so that you can move the gems. But maybe you don't really want to move the leg. You just want to position it better. So it's a learning curve, right? And that's okay. That's all we're here to do, is have fun with nails and learn, make ourselves better and more skillful with art. That's it. And that's the most fun, I think. Let's just finish positioning these legs. And then once that goes in the lamp, we are officially done with the Cancer mouth. Crab mouth. Cancer mouth sounds really not great. So that was not in the right spot. So I'm just moving that over and then securing it down. And then I'm going to clean up anything that is still sort of hanging out on the lip right there. We don't want that there. Okay, now let's go ahead and finish these beachy nails. And I am just showing you the thumbnail, although once I get the polish done, I am going to show you the beachiness for both of the nails. And that is the ring finger and, of course, this thumb. And I'm just being loose with it, right? I'm not trying to create a hard edge. I mean, it is a hard edge, but there's roundness to it. And that's just because we are going to put something on top of it. So you can absolutely just square it off. You don't have to do anything like I did. I was just experimenting. So, take it with a grain of salt. And I'm going to graduate it down, because as you go deeper into the ocean, things get darker, right? Listen, I love the beach and I love the ocean up to my knees. After that, no. I don't want to swim in the ocean. I don't want to snorkel. I don't want to go on a cruise ship. The ocean is terrifying. And if you're brave enough to do that, I applaud you. I encourage you to have the fun you want to have. I'm just not coming along for that trip. No. Gigi does not like the ocean. Pause here for a drink. I hope you enjoyed that drink. I needed it because after I've talked for a few minutes, my throat goes. But we're almost done here. We're almost done. We're going to finish that up. Now I am going to put a juicy base coat on there. And you want to make it juicy, but I'm not going to put it on camera because it's already kind of a long video and it's really, really late. Guys, it's so late. I'm sorry about that. But you know what? I could have put it off till tomorrow and I didn't. So I'm happy with that. I just had a rough week, guys. Sometimes mama's going to have a rough week, and that was my week this week. So normally I try to have everything done on Thursday. That did not happen. So then I had to go to the grocery store. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And so what we're doing, I made that little marble on the thing. I put it down where the two colors meet. And now I'm just blowing it with a straw. If you have an airbrush machine, that works really well. If you're doing it on a client, probably don't want to use a straw. You might want to ask them to use the straw. You can have them blow it, but you don't want to be blowing your wet DNA all over their nails. So if you're going to do this technique, I suggest you just go ahead and get an airbrush because that's going to give you the look you want. But I love how when you blow it, it gives it that rolling sort of look, like the waves coming in. So now we're going to go ahead and make our Cancer constellation. Our last set did not have a constellation, but I did not have anything in mind for this nail. And the constellation is really easy to do. So I thought, let's do that. While that is curing, let's go ahead and stamp Cancer on the pinky nail. I should have just tried to write it myself, but I'm having so much fun with these plates, guys. I've never had letter plates before these. And I mean, okay, I have some plates that say love or whatever, right? But nothing where I can build my own word or to make it look like I did a short earlier this week where it kind of had a diary or scrapbooky vibe. And it's because of these plates. Look at how the handwriting is down there. It's gorgeous. And it doesn't say anything. It just approximates handwriting, but it's gorgeous. So I don't have numbers, but they're P Panda, I think is what they're called. I will have them listed below, and I did get them on Amazon. So they weren't expensive. They had a few different kits. I got two. I feel like I'm definitely going to check out some more because they work really well and they're very pretty. It's just so pretty. So now we're just going to go, you could leave the stars as is, and you can even give them star points or whatever. That would be really pretty too. But we're going to go ahead and draw out the constellation because why not? We're here for Cancer. And because the word Cancer is in silver stamping, we are going to go ahead and come in with some chrome powder once we cure this and just burnish that in really quick. It's going to be right here. It's so pretty. And it just ties it together with that pinky nail. So I think it bookends the two middle nails really nicely. Now we're going to come in with some top coat. I'm going to show you a little bit or actually most of the top coat here on this bad boy because A, I don't want to stop looking at it. It's gorgeous. And B, so I can explain to you, I should have been less generous on those legs. I should have pulled some off so that I didn't lose my little segment lines. I'm bummed that I went to the trouble to do that, and then it doesn't really read because I was too heavy-handed with my top coat. And that's my bad. So live and learn on my part. Now, a couple of them you can see it's still pretty much there, but I don't know, maybe if I put something a little darker in the segments, that it might have had read better. I don't know. There's what I'm saying is there's still experiments to be done where this series is concerned, and doing the 3D stuff is just, I'm going to just keep getting better. So that's the fun of it. That's the journey of doing any kind of art, and certainly for nail art, because when I first started, it was not that great. And it just keeps getting better. And so that's the point of the channel, right? If I can get better, you can get better. That's why it's nail art for everyone. But this is our set, guys. Let me know what you think about her in the comment section. Really, really proud of this one. My daughter and I agree that the crab mouth looks a little bit like real monsters. If you know, you know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit all my buttons. We're going to see you next week. And bye-bye.